Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. It's actually attacking the time bomb. I guess I can't say I'm surprised since it is replacing another mob. What's up, agents? Zer here, welcome back to the lab. Today we're going to be taking a look at the time bomb, and what this add does, it adds in an explosive bomb that explodes after a certain amount of time. I suppose that's pretty much what a time bomb is supposed to do. Admittedly, in my personal opinion, it makes sense, but at the same time, it's a little bit bizarre because it's not something that you would normally expect from an add-on for Minecraft, but at the same time, there have been like bazookas, rocket launchers, and other forms of like destructive weaponry that have made their way into Minecraft add-on. So I guess it's in the realm of possibility, obviously, since I'm reviewing it. Anyway, this add-on was created by someone by the name of the Commander Creeper. So huge shout out to them. Make sure to check the link in the description as well as a link to download this add-on for yourself. So as you expect, a time bomb as the name suggests, this is an entirely explosive okay, so that came out in a little bit of an odd way, but yeah, it's an explosive and it deals with explosives. So we're actually going to spend the entirety of this showcase inside of the obsidian chamber because obviously I don't want to destroy any other part of the lab, and I've got absolutely everything inside of this chest to go ahead and get things going. So I've got myself the time bomb itself, redstone dust, shears, and as you can tell, I've got the materials necessary to go ahead and spawn in a wither, which is actually something I have not done inside of the lab in an incredibly long time. I'm actually kind of excited to go ahead and do this. So let's go ahead and start off by actually showing off the actual time bomb itself. And before I go ahead and do this, this is actually technically replacing a mob. This is actually replacing the shulker of all mobs. So it actually makes a lot of sense because I have looked at other add-ons in the past that have custom textures and models and behaviors in order to change the way things go. Obviously, that's how add-ons work, and they all technically use shulkers. Obviously, there are some exceptions, but most of them do technically use shulkers. So as you can tell, this is the actual time bomb itself. It uses the standard texture and model for the time bomb with a few added details. It's got some cables wrapped around it, and it's also got the actual timer and some wires and whatever this is supposed to be. I imagine this is what ignites and explodes the TNT. That's probably my guess. And when you spawn one of these in, then it actually spawns in one of three random of the time bombs itself, and you won't actually know which of the three time bombs you have actually spawned in until you have actually activated. And you actually activated using redstone. So all you have to do is click on it and it'll activate the timer, and as you can tell, it says a minute 10. And according to MCPEDL, you can have, as I said, you can have one of three different random shulkers. So this is actually the first one. You can either have it set to 70 seconds, which equates to a minute 10, 100 seconds, which equates to a minute 40, and 140 seconds, which equates to 220. 2 minutes and 20, I should technically say. I don't fully understand the reason why the creator decided to go ahead and make these particular times. I'm sure they did technically have a reason. I just don't know what that is, but I'm not really necessarily gonna go ahead and complain. Now, according to the screenshots that I saw on MCPEDL, this is supposed to create fire when it explodes. So I took some preventative measures to make sure the obsidian chamber doesn't create multiple nether portals. And another thing is that it actually counts down in increments of 10 seconds, so it's going to count down relatively slowly. And it seems to also take a few seconds once it reaches 0 before it actually technically explodes. And I'm actually a little bit surprised that didn't actually create any fires whatsoever. It's really impressive to me. I imagine it has to do with the fact that it's on obsidian, not another material. It's probably my guess. So let's go ahead and spawn in another one of these, and we're going to go ahead and activate. And you also notice that I went ahead and got myself some shears, and I'm sure you guys probably can already guess what the shears are used for. And the shears are used to go ahead and defuse the time bomb. So if I go ahead and do this, as you can tell, it now says defuse and it will not actually explode. Now apparently, according to the instructions on the MCPEDL, once you defuse it, you are not actually able to activate or you do anything with it ever again, which I'm kind of 50-50 on whether or not that actually makes sense. It makes sense because you're technically cutting the wire, so you're preventing it from happening whatsoever, but technically this is Minecraft, and it doesn't actually show any signs of the fact that it technically defused besides the actual display itself. So yeah, that's kind of my opinion. So I can go ahead and show you. Yeah, I can't actually go ahead and do anything further with this. What I will say, and I don't fully understand why, is that apparently you can't actually attack this in any sort of form. If you want to actually go ahead and get rid of it, you're actually going to go ahead and have to use /kill in order to go ahead and do this. So if I go ahead and do that, that's going to go ahead and get rid of it. Now obviously, as you saw, I went ahead and got stuff to spawn in the wither, and I want to test to see exactly how much damage this time bomb is actually going to end up doing to the actual wither itself. And my gosh, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. This is going to take absolutely forever for it to actually end up exploding, but I imagine it probably will be worth it. I don't actually know for sure. So here we go. We've got ourselves the wither exploding in. Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. It's actually attacking the time bomb. I guess I can't say I'm surprised since it is replacing another mob. Alright, so yeah, you guys probably already are aware the wither attacks pretty much any entity that exists, because that's just what it is. So it's trying to kill the actual time bomb /sulker with obviously no sort of success whatsoever. So now we just have to wait, well, at this point, well, imagine less than a minute, 20 seconds at this point, before it's actually able to go ahead and explode. So we're just going to go ahead and sit here and wait for it to actually explode. We've got obviously a minute left, but I'm not going to leave this entire minute in the video. That'll probably be relatively boring to you guys, so yeah. Okay, so we are down to our last 10 seconds. Admittedly, that didn't take too long because we only had a minute left. But yeah, so we're about to see exactly how much damage this time bomb is actually going to do to the wither. And it didn't actually one-shot, which I guess I can't say I'm surprised, but it did a decent amount of damage. Now, here's my question. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to test it because, well, it's just going to make the video take a lot longer to go ahead and make. I know I realized I can go ahead and make edits like I already did, but the fact that these time bombs have 3 different random amounts of time that can be displayed before it actually ends up exploding, well, that's just going to make it a little bit more difficult in order to make things end up going. So what I'm just going to go ahead and do is just use this to get rid of the wither. I will readily admit that time bomb did a decent amount of damage to the wither. Obviously, as you saw, it didn't actually kill the wither outright, but I will readily admit the amount of damage actually makes at least some amount of sense. But other than that, this is actually where I'm going to go ahead and end off the video. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure that like button. One more, to make sure that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPU0 to stay updated. This is Zer0's. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I'll see you guys later.